I'm gonna do the pomni route this time. I am. We already know the warning. You can pause the video if you want to read it. Welcome to the amazing digital dating simulator. A slice of lifestyle school setting where anything and everything is possible. I'm Kane and I'll be your principal for the duration of your stay here at Amazing Digital Circus Academy. They didn't say circus there, but I don't care. Help your classmates pull pranks on the teachers, or teacher. Become a straight A student or rule-breaking delinquent. All this while possible finding love along the way. But enough about my wonderful creation. Let's get you enrolled. First things first, what uniform will you be donning? I think that's how you pronounce it. Sounds good. How about your name? What should we call you? By everyone knows me by. Keiki, huh? Are you sure you like that name? Yep, that's my name. Alright then, Keiki. Then let's head inside. Hi, my name is Keiki. I'm a transfer student to the Amazing Digital Academy. After I said goodbye to my friends, my parents got my transcripts and packed up the car. I sound like I'm gonna cry. Today is my first day at this new school. As I step into the room to let any other students that might be late to class, someone else hops into the room. The figure looks like a tall white piece from a gaming set. Specifically, he looks like a king in chess. It takes me a moment to put 2 to 2 together. When I do, I almost groan at the pun. Surely his name can't be... Hello, my name is Kinger. You must be pleased to meet me. Mr. Kinger extends a gloved hand which I shake more of an instinct than out of a genuine sense of excitement. Good morning, students. On the docket today, we have a new student named... Oh, what's your name again? Rightio. Go on and take any open seat, Keiki. Most of our students don't bite. One of the other students, a purple rabbit, seems to grin at this. I'm sorry, Jax. I love you. Not romantically. I take a moment to think of who to sit by. I take a seat next to the girl in a colorful hat and a sailor uniform. I sit next to the shy-looking girl with a comedy mask and a ribbon body. I sit next to the mismatched figure with a bored look on their face. I sit down next to the cheery-looking rag doll in front of the class. I sit down with the mischievous-looking purple rabbit. I sit down in the teacher's chair. Pomni today. I take a seat next to the girl in the colorful hat. Hi. Oh, hi. Hi, Pomni. She gives me a shy wave as she's surprised I want to sit next to her. Hello there. I squint down at her desk. Written on it, it says written on it the name though I'm pretty sure I heard another student address her as Pomni. It's Pomni. Just Pomni. She lets out a sigh. When I first got here, well, it's a long story. But specifically, I couldn't remember my name, so Kane tried to make one up for me. For the first few days here, I was How did she manage to pronounce that? Yeah. Maybe by watching the show, you know? But nobody could pronounce that, so we ended up going with the second name he picked out, Pomni. Guess that makes sense. As much sense as anything makes sense, at least. Though, come to think of it, since you just showed up, I'm officially not the newest one around here. Just as she says that, the ragdoll student in front of the class seems to take notice of us walking over to our desk. Oh, hi you two! Pomni, are you making friends with the new transfer student? Hey, Ragatha. Yep, Just talking to Keiki.
Ew, I hate saying my nickname as the characters. Pomni turns to me.
Keiki, this is Ragatha. She's our class president.
Ragatha extends a hand towards me. Welcome to our school, Keiki. If you ever need help with anything at all, I'm your gal. I'm your gal. She beams. I'm happy you and Pomni are getting along. Can I tempt with a tour of the school later? Maybe Pomni can come along too. What do you think? Pomni interjects.
Oh, that's really okay, Ragatha. I've been on your tour a few times, and, I'll sit this one out.
Oh, you sure? Well, okay. What do you say, Keiki? She says, leaning towards me. A tour sounds great, Ragatha. Actually, I'd like to keep talking with Pomni. Ooh, okay. What, Can you two jump off my back? I just sat down. Actually, I'd like to keep talking with Pomni.
Oh, cool.
Pomni gives me a small smile. Oh, sure thing. I'll leave you two to it then. Ragatha seems to take it in stride.
It's kind of cool to have someone else new to talk to.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, everyone here treats all the weirdness of the school like it's just business as usual. Now I get to see how you react to all the weirdness for the first time.
Gulp. It gets weirder than this? Yes. I was just sitting into my desk and getting used to this place when someone burst into the room. Principal Kane, how excited to see you in our class today. The new figure turned to address us. At his side was a bubble and with razor-sharp teeth. I don't think I'll ever get used to this school. Yeah, you don't say. Kinger, class, how do you do? Oh my, I can't get over how cute Bubble looks. Principal Kane extends a hand, gesturing to all of us before freezing in place. With a sound like porcelain grinding against porcelain, his teeth slammed shut. That was kind of scary. Keiki, wasn't expecting to see you here. Maybe you'll be the secret ingredient to make this school interesting. He pauses a moment, rubbing the base of his chin. Is there a reason you're here, Kane? I have a really bad Zubul impression. Zubul speaks to him like they're addressing an annoying insect instead of the principal of the school. Kane perks up. And most of all, interesting to our studio audience. Breaking the fourth wall? He turns towards the window and stares at it and stares out of it for a moment. Sorry. Is he addressing somebody? There doesn't appear to be anyone out there. However, the number are in students, and it turns out school dramas are just white noise. Kane bites on his hands in mock horror. The class and Kinger play along, gasping at the... Gangle! Poor Gangle.
How are you bringing interest back to the school, Mr. President?
That was such a bad Bubble impression. Kane shoots the Bubble a confused look, but hits his stride at a moment. Or something. You see, my little Tormal emeralds, what's one thing no academy around here has ever had? A cast of colorful characters? Kane shakes his head. Wrong, and surprisingly right, but also not relevant to what I'm talking about. No school around here has a culture festival celebrating the unique talents of its students. Ugh. So I, being your principal, have decided to put your class in charge of throwing the best culture festival this side of a Pacific Ocean. Make it flashy. We gotta keep the interests of our investors after all. Gah! I'm almost late for my deep tissue massage. Alright, Kinger, I'll leave you the list of everyone's responsibilities. You all have 5 days to break a leg, or 2. Alright, class, so let's see what roles Kane assigned to each of you at the culture fair. Kinger lifts a paper from his desk and begins to read it aloud. Ragatha, as the class representative, I trust you to organize the other students and make sure the festival proceeds with no issues. You can count on me. Zubul and Gangle, you two will work on art and promote the festival. We have a pretty big school here, so we'll need plenty of posters and some art to display during the festival.
I don't know. I don't really have anything I'm comfortable showing everyone else.
Pomni and Jax, look up what a culture festival is.
Shouldn't we do that before we start making posters?
Yes. No, I like this idea. Plus, we get to see what Gangle comes up with her posters. If it's anything when she draws Ragatha.
Jax!
Gangle interrupts Jax before he can finish his thought, pleading with him to stay quiet. The class interrupts into chaos as Zubul and Gangle argue with Jax. Pomni tries to find out what a culture festival is, and Ragatha tries to salvage what remains of class and get her classmates to pay attention. For his part, Mr. Kinker seems content to let the students bicker against themselves. Maybe he didn't have the rest of his lessons planned, or is just waiting out of the lunch bell, if I could read. Everyone drops their arguments and flies out of the classroom. Time to find out what I'm doing for lunch. After my chaotic first half of the day, I had worked up quite the appetite. The cafeteria was bursting with unfamiliar faces around me. There was a selection of places to buy lunch, but none of them stood out from one another. I pick up something to eat at the nearest food place. Still, as I scan the bustingly lunchroom, I don't recognize anyone from class. I could check out the library. Maybe Pomni and Jax are still trying to find out what a culture festival is. Okay. Check. They're doing. I walk into the library with my tray in hand. I peer through the rows of dusty, cluttered shelves, and I see Jax and Pomni by the tables in the middle of the library. Even from here, I can tell Jax is up to trouble. He's tapping his foot impatiently and pacing back and forth. I could barely make out Pomni craning her neck to peer up into the tall bunny's yellow eyes. As I gingerly maneuver between the shelves, trying to avoid spilling the creamed corn, yeah, that's how you know Jax and I will never be friends. To avoid spilling the cream corn casserole I brought from the cafeteria, I make out some words.
Going to what Kinker asked us to.
I can't hear Jax's response. I don't have to, as he mimics Pomni. As I get closer, I can hear her trying to reason with the stubborn rabbit.
We should at least try to do what he said. I don't want to be the only one who didn't do anything to help.
Against my better judgment, I creep closer, nearly tripping over a step stool as I manage to creep into earshot. Why? This whole thing is pointless, and no one will even notice if we bail. Trust me. Jax crosses his arms, leaning back and letting out an annoyed sigh. As he leans back, he catches sight of me. Oop! Hey, new kid! He calls out to me. What do you think? We should ditch this dumb culture fair thing, right?
Their name is Keiki, Jax. Second off, they were in class with the rest of us. I bet they want to stay on Kane's good side as much as the rest of us. I bet they'd rather do something fun, like pulling up epic prank.
Pomni gives me a meaningful look. Jax shoots me a mischievous grin. I feel like I should choose my response carefully here. I'm sorry, Jax. Pomni's right. I think it says it here anyway.
Thank you, Keiki.
She trails off, giving me a nervous but genuine smile. Jax scoffs for a moment, but recovers quickly. Whatever. See you losers later. You know, I have a lot of gum to chew. Ew. Ew. Maybe I'll find a book about culture festivals and stick all the pages together. Okay, Jax. Jax gives a mischievous grin before strolling out of the library. I hope he wasn't serious.
Ignore him. He probably isn't going to do that.
Hopefully. There's an awkward pause as neither of us seem to know what to say before Pomni breaks it out for us, if I can read.
So, it looks like it's up to us new kids to find out what a culture fair is about.
I nod. How hard could it be to find a book about culture festivals? I don't know. We proceed into the depths of the library. I pretty much forget about lunch as we search the shelves. Each book is caked. Me! I'm kidding. She looks over at me. Yeah, they don't seem to be in alphabetical order either. What's on your shelf? Pomni lifts up a book with a happy puppy on the front of the title, reading Spot's Day Out.
This was between a book of dessert recipes.
So it's really just random, huh?
Oh god, this could take all day.
Hey, there's 2 of us. That's double the search power. We'll take it one shelf at a time. We got this.
You're right. We can do this.
We both get back to the search, carefully inspecting the spines of each book on the shelves.
A little help?
Pomni seems to have found a book she wants, but she's too short to get it. I'm coming, Pomni! I stride between the bookshelves, coming up to her side. She points at a book on the higher shelves. I reach for it, but no luck. It's a bit too high for me as well. Did you want me to lift you, or... Pomni goes flush at the moment.
Oh, no, that's okay.
It's alright. I promise I'm stronger than I look. I won't drop you. I flex my bicep jokingly, flashing a big grin at the jester girl. Pomni chokes an awkward laugh.
It's not that. It's just, I just prefer if you didn't.
I realized I was pushing a boundary and suddenly backtrack, not meaning to make her uncomfortable. Oh, okay, no worries.
There has to be a step stool around here or something.
I remember tripping on a step stool by some shelves when I entered the library. Oh, here. I tipped down quickly to grab the step stool and return it. Ta-da! I set down the step stool on the ground for her. She climbs on the step stool, however, she reached a bit. She plucks the book off the shelf.
Got it! Hey, you're pretty reliable, Keiki.
Just happy to help a friend. Pomni blinks at me.
Friend?
Are we not friends? What? Okay. I suddenly feel my stomach sink. I didn't say that too soon, did I? Pomni gives me a bright smile. You're sweet, Keiki. We search while beyond the bell signaling lunch until the bell that signals the classes are over for the day. Time seemed to fly by with Pomni. Ah well, guess it's time to grab my things. Yes. I walked to my locker, entering the combination as I put my books away and get ready to head out for the day. My mind drifts back to the day's events. I wonder if someone will ask me to walk back with them. As I gather up my things, a familiar jester walks up to me.
Hey, Keiki, how about we head back?
That's right.
If you want somebody to walk back with you, I'm free.
Aw, so cute. She offers me a shy smile. Sure, sounds good.
Great.
She pauses to redo her response.
I mean, that's cool, I guess.
Why did I read it like that? She's trying to hide it, but I think that she had more fun than she expected. I did too. So I'm happy for her company on the way back home. Or on the way back, I mean.
So, Keiki, how was your first day at school?
It was pretty crazy. You know, as far as first days go. Time to get back home and get some shut-eye. Pomni gives me a confused look.
Home?
Yeah, you know, home with my parents to relax.
Oh, right.
She gives me a concerned look. What? Is there something wrong with going home? I'm not sure.
Keiki, I don't know how to tell you this. So,
She begins to fidget with her hands. Is she about to confess to me?
Let me ask you this. Where do you think you live?
What kind of question is that? I trail off, my mouth going dry, my thoughts racing. Where do I live? What's happening? Am I going insane? I'm Pomni in this situation. My mind reels as it tries to process information and can only fill in blanks. The faces and names of my parents and what my house looks like, how I got into the school. I feel a trickle of blood running down my nose. What the? As I strand my mind for something, anything that defines my life outside of this school. Then I look over at the girl I've spent the day with. Pomni is looking up at me, a kind of expression on her face.
I thought so. When people come to the school, they forget everything about the outside world. I even forgot my name before I came here.
Yeah, that's literally what you told me earlier. She offers me a comforting smile. So what do? Do we just go inside and sleep at our desk? Pomni chuckles.
Sorry I was laughing at you. You just sounded so shocked when you asked me.
Yeah, I'm sure anybody would. If they enter to a school and they can't escape.
Kane actually provided us some dorms to stay at at night.
Dorms? Pomni rubs the back of her neck as she gives me an apologetic smile.
Yeah, I know. But it was nice of Kane to set up a place for us to stay in.
Yep. I nod, still processing everything. Pomni starts walking ahead towards a building nearby.
Come on, let's find your room.
The dorm building is completely unremarkable, but maybe that's a good thing. We stride past door after door until we come to one at the end of the second floor. Each door is decorated according to the personality of the person staying inside. For instance, Gangle's door looks like a traditional Japanese style door, because of her love for anime. Pomni's door is half red and half blue, mimicking the vibrant shades of the normal wears around the school and the color of her eyes. Oh, we're not going to describe everybody else's door? Okay. My door is a plain oak door with the name Keiki embossed of a brass nameplate. I don't see my name, it's blank.
Guess this is your room.
She smiles nervously. I nod.
Are you going to be okay?
Aw, she's so concerned. I hesitate a moment before nodding again. I open the door, which is unlocked. Boring as ever. My room is pretty generic. A gray mattress sits on the wood bed frame. A divert with the school's implant is on the top of the mattress as I walk as a pair of planned white pillows. Boring. A desk with a set of pens and pencils would also have been placed in the room, along with an old desk chair and a desktop that looks like it belongs to the 80s. Dang. Pomni steps in with me. This is a lot to take in. Exactly, bruh.
Well, I'm just down the first floor if you need me. Look for the blue and red door.
She offers a nervous giggle. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm spacing out. It's just
a lot to take in. I know.
She offers me a sympathetic smile.
But honestly, once you get used to it, it can be sort of nice.
Really? I mean, after episode 8, she seemed kind of chill. Even episode 7, she seemed pretty chill about it. And you don't have to worry about me being late for school. I can't blame her for trying to find the optimism in a situation like this. Especially when it feels like we don't have any way to resist the will of Principal Kane. Sorry. As Pomni quietly leaves me in my thoughts, my mind began to wander again. Who is Kane? What is Kane? And why can't anyone remember their lives before they came to the school? Or the circus? I hope to get the answers to my questions sometime soon. My thoughts are also drift to Pomni. The time we have spent together today. Her walking me to the dorms and explaining everything to me. I'm lucky to have someone like Pomni around. That is one thing I'm sure of. Nighty-night. It doesn't take long for me to drift to sleep. It doesn't feel like I was sleeping long when the lights in my room flash on as if overridden by the remote console. The room to my dorm flies open as confetti sprays from the fire sprinkler. Doesn't that violate some sort of building safety code? Hello, my darling toy box characters! Principal Kane announces from what sounds like the hallway. Ah well, time to investigate. Kane, what the f*** are you trying to pull this late at night? Haha, Zulul! His laugh is fast, forced and manic. I can't do that laugh. Pomni looks so cute! Oh my gosh. His laugh is fast, forced, and manic, as if he used this treatment but none too pleased by it. You're lucky I even let you get sleep. This he blurts out in a harsh monotone before recovering his cheery demeanor. I'm here because even with the culture fair is pulling in new viewers, we're still not hitting the numbers that the Academy needs us to. I can't read. Which is why I've secured us a sponsorship. Yay, a wacky watch. Imagine the wacky watch was like a real thing. He stretches out the last word using some sort of effect to imply. Without further ado, I introduce you all to the drumroll plays from somewhere in the background. Ragatha looks a little more awake, but the rest of us are still trying to shake off sleep to understand what exactly Principal Kane is talking about. The Wacky Watch! You see, the founders of For Wacky Watch have been having trouble finding a good audience for their project. But now, we have the perfect setting for teen drama.
But we're adults. I'm actually...
Now, Gangle, I know this is a lot to take in, which is why I've already taken the liberty of affixing a Wacky Watch to each of your wrists. Each of us glanced down. To my shock, the watch is already on my wrist. How did it get there?
What in the...
And don't try removing them either. And if you do remove them, let's just say they'll be taking a little piece of you with them. I can hear Gangle beginning to whine as panic sets in. Pomni tugs at her Wacky Watch, but no matter how hard she tugs, the wristwatch stays asphyxiated. Her gloves stretching like a rubber band as she pulls on the watch. Ragatha just looks down with a resigned sigh. Kane, I can't remove the arm with the Wacky Watch. What the f***? Oh, Zubul. Principal Kane ignores our complaints as he continues his monologue. You see, my turtle doves, in order to secure the funding, we need to make it to day 5 in the culture fair. I need you wearing the Wacky Watches at all times. Good luck with school life. Can't wait to see what you do with the culture fair. Bye! He stretches out the last symbol as his body folds into itself, an infinite number of times disappearing from sight. Well, I know it isn't ideal, but at least we can talk to each other now. Should make communicating about the culture fair easier. With the sound of breaking glass, Gangle's comedy mask shatters and falls from her face, tears well up in her eyes.
I don't want a Wacky Watch.
Seeing the situation unfolding before her, Pomni pipes up.
Well, I think it could be useful. And look, Gangle, there's even a picture chat function where you can send people things you draw.
Ah, how cute. Pomni goes over to Gangle, lifting her wrist and pointing out the picture chat feature.
That's kind of nice.
Gangle sniffles. Yeah, that's the right spirit, Pomni. Now, let's get some sleep before we start classes again tomorrow. Everyone's door closes. I hear a muffled shout from Jax's door. What the heck? Why is there a watch stuck to my arm? This is why you should always, be in the conversation so you know. I decide to hide in my room before Jax looks for someone to take his frustration on. I flicked my dorm light off as I closed my door. I check my Wacky Watch. I get a text from Oh, she's so cute! She's so cute, throwing the peace signs!
Hey, Keiki, I just wanted to send this text because I know you're new here. I'm sorry about Kane. He's really weird.
Everything here is really weird. Before she fires off the next text, she fires her name in the texting app.
Oops, guess Kane forgot to update my name here.
It's so cute!
Anyways, I wanted to thank you for sticking with me today. And for helping me out in the library. I know this place is weird. But maybe if us new kids stick together, we can still have a good time.
Whoa. Why is it? I just have a blank picture. Well, obviously, because you can't design your own, character, you know? Yeah, honestly, sometimes I feel like you're the only one who gets me, right? Maybe because we're both the new kids. But I really appreciate you hanging out with me today. I'm still getting used to things, though.
Well, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
But tell Jax that. Tell Jax that or else.
So, if we keep sticking together, maybe you can feel like a member of the class too.
Yeah, I like that too.
Good night, steady partner.
Aww. Good night, Pomni. That's so cute! That's so cute! My room may be empty, but I don't feel as alone anymore, thanks to Pomni's text. I'm really lucky to have a friend like Pomni. Even if we don't make any headway on finding out what a culture fair is, I'm excited to spend tomorrow at the library with her. My excitement for tomorrow keeps me warm and helps me drift off into a peaceful slumber as my mind wanders to what tomorrow might hold. Ayy! I'll do part 2 soon, so